first deck I pulled from was quite interesting. First off, we have sensitivity. This is about becoming more sensitive and making changes. Basically, because you've become too sensitive to the previous work environments, your previous like coworkers, bosses, the way that you worked before. It's now like not in alignment with you. And that's interesting because it came up next with a career change. You know, going more towards something that that you actually like desire and that you actually like deserve. And next came out environmentalist, which is, you know, protecting, nurturing nature, animals, and all that, which is so funny how you were, you know, talking about having like a little tiny village with the garden and stuff, and like, hello, being the beacon of light of like change. And then came out infinite abundance. And like, you would be supported in you know, going towards what fulfills you internally, like what you desire. And then, you know, cornucopia, that's like garden. It's like filling everything with like nature and foods. There's butterflies here, there's pineapples, like you just being out in the garden and stuff. And obviously, I know that's like not always feasible for most to just not work and whatever, but maybe finding a position that could maybe help nature or environmental, or even working for a nonprofit or like a veterinarian's office, or like if you like really like animals, like working at like a shelter or anything like that, you know what I mean? That's what I'm getting. Maybe something like more like fulfilling to your heart, and where you could just bring a lot of like a lot of love and sensitivity into the position. That's what I'm getting from that. Now, I've worked for an environment place before. It was Environment Illinois, and we like helped like canvas and like do other stuff for just like different environmental things in the state. So maybe check around with things like that. Sorry about that. My phone memory has ran out, so I had to fix that a little bit. My next question was, what are Sam's strengths? And it said help from above and beauty. So help from above is meaning like you have very empathic gifts. You come in knowing how to best support people, like when they're needing it. And it is a beauty within you. Let me think on these. Help from above is also, it talks about one having authority and like your service to humanity, basically, which was also talking about that in like the sensitivity and environmentalist. It talks about basically like your angels, your guides, your people are basically like working on your behalf to create the perfect circumstance and opportunity for not only for you to heal and open up your heart, but also there's like a divine timing to things. So it's like during this time, your strength is going to come from you working on your self-worth, working through any like feelings of rejection during the job hunting process. Anything that can like boost your greatest good, and coming from like a loving place, especially with yourself, like, you know, healing and transforming yourself is really what's going to give you the best inspiration and healing. Keep asking your guides or God or whomever, you know, for just help from them and intervention in this time of like I like that she's like playing this harp under the moon with waves. So you're going through like a lot, you're putting out your personal song to the universe, and you're sticking yourself out there. You're kind of crashing in the waves of emotions, in the unknown, because you don't know what's going to happen. And the best thing you can do is just like keep talking to your guides, listening to your intuition. Like when say if a job posting comes up or whatever that you want to do, like, and it kind of like irks you into doing it, put your application in, kind of thing. Really follow your heart, like your heart song, your desires, because your heart's yearning, it may not like look like the package that you would expect it to, but it could be very life altering, and that's kind of how the universe works. It's very weird. You might be being challenged to like open your heart like wider than ever before. And that requires like a lot of, you know, that requires some fear and pain with that, but don't run away from the experience. Just take steps forward with that, because it's like your greater good is coming. So what I know is when we feel like really delayed, held back, like things are just not going our way, there's usually a reason for that. Like really think on like what kind of job would actually like fulfill me, and also help you bring yourself out into your role. That would make it more fulfilling and like more beautiful. But beauty is also a strength of yours. Like when you're special and unique, and you can attract the right opportunities for you, aren't gonna pass you by. And also like making sure that you're putting your best self forward, you're putting yourself out there, like interviews and whatnot, because even your features can change based on how you feel about yourself. So making sure your internal experiences are coming out like on your face and through your body, and like even when you're applying to jobs, being more personable when putting in applications, writing like a good cover letter. So loud. Like think on not only what you desire, but what, like how you want to show up in the world for a job. Like making sure your internal beauty is like really at the forefront, making sure to put in job applications like when you can like really put yourself into it, and not necessarily just like applying to things nilly-willy. Asking like when you're applying for a position, like think on, do you think like this role would like bring me joy, bring me happiness? Would you feel tempted to like not be at your most like beautiful self? So then I asked like what were your weaknesses right now, and it had have faith reversed, which is literally just like not having faith in yourself, not having faith in it, job hunting, losing faith in it, and just like everything. Alchemy reversed, which is really about like not feeling, not having faith that you're gonna find anything that like meshes with you. Working through, like all this was working through your inner child, instances, and then like going through pride, going through healing, and then also hiding your true self. I mean, this has been quite the journey, like these past couple months for you, you know, has brought you to a lot of healing, a lot of sadness, but also getting back to that place of beauty. And I know like when things are going just like really wrong, you start to lose faith in things. And it's like you get very discombobulated because you're like, I don't know what I can do, I don't know where to go. Like you find yourself like directionless, and that's really difficult. So what are some actions? What is the action that Sam needs to take on her job hunt? Okay. It's saying be determined. Don't be so confrontational in your job hunting. Actually, it says make sure that you're communicating quickly with employers, like getting back to them quickly, checking up on things, be assertive, be direct, be honest. Don't be so impulsive or rash in your job hunt. Like knowing what you want, and like basically like going on a mission to seize the opportunities, even though you're needing to like, even though like jobs in the past, like, or the job hunting in the past like has brought you like a lot of like emotional loss, mostly like it just feels like grief, like just a lot of disappointment, feels like a lot of conflict and distraction and upheaval. I'm really unhappy with how things are turning out. Yeah, definitely with the being assertive, but don't be impulsive, and wait a little bit longer for jobs to respond back to you. what is something to consider in Sam's job hunting? Literally the card that just came out for you again. Consider, like, step out of, like, the grief of it. This can talk about, like, also being distracted with your health and just like sadness and the depression. This says also to consider getting back in a routine, like as if you were working. Getting back to like a consistency for yourself first before you even like go in trying to like go back working. And it's been like a while, and just take one step at a time, just slowly move forward, pace yourself. Like, you don't have to go gung-ho. You just have to be determined to just like get back that consistency, and moving towards the goals one step at a time. You can only do so much at once. Just working hard at, putting in the applications, just basically having patience that you'll get the correct employment when the opportunity comes. It also says to really take charge, like having structure with yourself, protecting yourself from your emotions, actually, like controlling your emotions in the process of it, being practical about it, like being more logical than emotional. Taking charge, but like not because of emotions. Like, he's just like sitting there like real stoic, and like you do what you need to do and then wait for things to slowly trickle in back to you, and making sure that you're in a good space, that it's not going to affect your emotions whether you get the position or not. Just make sure you're just like staying disciplined regardless, and focused regardless of what happens with a job. Let's see if I can ask this one. What field should I go into? Wow, again, with like career change. It's like this is to transition into something. See what like previous skills you can take with you into a different career choice, industry, like what will go between both of them if you look into a different like job area, market. And also, this card is also about like traveling. And finding balance. This would also be Mercury and Aquarius, which again, Mercury is about like communication, speech, writing, speaking. And then Aquarius, that would be 11th house, and that's like friends, again, a humanitarian, like group roles, like the hive mind, like working together with groups or communities or people. It's like really about like group orientated things, free spirited, like modern progressive jobs. What is some advice? Find out. What is some advice for Sam while she's on this job hunt here? Okay. So it says the advice is like, even though you're juggling a lot of things and finding, trying to find like good distractions, you're like going back and forth. There's, you know, a lot of priorities, which is difficult to manage, you know. So being really resourceful, just being adaptable through the ups and downs through like the whole process, even though like it can be like financially stressful, make sure you're like coping with the demands of just like life, like managing yourself well during this time. And also getting back to like a really self-empowered state, loving on yourself, you know, just basically like holding down your own fort, knowing that like the car was so loud, knowing to just like bring, again, with the beauty, like this is about like beauty, Venus energy, like really loving on yourself. It would also be Taurus, Libra, again, Libra balance. So it's just like working hard towards it, working towards your abundance, getting back to like your loving, nurturing, like feminine state of receiving, knowing how you feel, and working with that. It also says be wary of scams, of like job scams, or like even just like self-sabotage. Needing to have a good strategy and looking into resources to like help you with your job hunt. Maybe trying like a temp agency, or if you need to like learn some new skills, or like really thinking on like what you want to do and knowing that you can accomplish it, and not like being inflexible, not trying to like, not putting in like unstable effort, like being consistent with it. I think the biggest one right here is like examining the lessons from like the past, like from the job hunting and everything, getting out of the disappointment from the past, examining the lessons of what's been working and what hasn't, and getting through the mistakes and disappointments, really bridging, like not focusing on all the past ones that haven't worked out, staying in positive energy and looking more towards the future instead of like the pessimism of it, or focusing on the negative of it, and like really work on like moving forward, speaking more positivity in your life, having more passion and drive to go after things instead of focusing like on any like of your efforts that you feel that have been like wasted. in like all of this. Somewhere it says, during the meantime, devote your time and energy to what makes you happy. And do not fight against difficult situations. Be aware of what you're doing and everything around you, and evaluate what's best for you. Let's get some affirmation cards. Today, I make a difference. Today, I will stay focused, work hard, and do my very best at everything I do. Today, I'm grateful. Today, my heart is filled with joy, and I see positive in everything. So being just like grateful through the process. It's also about living in the present again. Starting the day with a smile and knowing that you can't control like who hires you or what happens, but you can control your attitudes towards it. I just want to get another one from here. Communicate. Again, it says communicate. Working on your communication skills. With jobs, with whoever, with yourself. And it also says if you want to develop a good habit, you should start with motivation that comes from your heart. Literally, like, all these are like reoccurring themes in like the whole read. So really working on those internal processes and the patience that's going to get you through to the next step. Cards are so ginormous in my hand. I need to like cut these down a little bit, they're just so big. Like, look at those, really ginormous. Don't want to work with me here. Positive thinking. In the garden of my mind, I water the good thoughts and weed out the bad ones. I throw in forgiveness and empathy seeds by the handful if I want. And I take a lawnmower to that jealousy and resentment patch because I'm a pretty badass mind gardener. Again, with the gardening. Inspiration. There's a voice of inspiration within me. Right now it's only a whisper, but the more I listen, the louder it will get, and soon it will be a flawless speech. Voiced by James Earl Jones through a megaphone with lots of applause. Love. Love is a many-splendored thing. Today I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors. Like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulation I feel when I sink in a 3-point trash basket shot on the first try, or how about the chills I get while singing along to a song. Basically just like getting back to that good energy within you and not letting the past hold you back. Having patience through this, knowing when to look into other resources. Hell, even I can look at your resume for you if you have one, and like look at different ways of putting your resume and then also finding like good job prospects for you. I can help you for sure.